Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell because today we're diving into something absolutely mind-blowing that's been breaking the internet. And trust me, this is not your typical celebrity gossip. This is something completely different. So what's going on? A professional bodyguard who has worked with literally hundreds of celebrities just dropped a bombshell statement about Jimin from BTS. And let me tell you, the internet is going absolutely crazy about it. This bodyguard, who has been in the industry for over 30 years, said something that has left everyone shook. He said, and I quote, that Jimin is on another level from other celebrities. Not just beautiful, not just attractive, but on a completely different level. And before you think this is just another fan exaggerating, remember this is coming from someone whose literal job is to stay professional and detached. This is huge. Now, I know what you're thinking. We hear celebrities get praised all the time, right? But what makes this different? What makes this story absolutely explode on social media is who's saying it and the context behind it. This isn't some random person on Twitter. This is a security professional who has stood inches away from some of the biggest names in Korean entertainment for decades. This is someone who has seen celebrities at their most vulnerable, without makeup, under harsh lighting, in stressful situations, at ungodly hours of the morning. This is someone who is trained to observe, to stay alert, to remain completely neutral. And yet, even he couldn't help but speak out about what he witnessed when he met Jimin. Let me give you some background here. This bodyguard has worked in the Korean entertainment industry since the early 90s. Think about that for a second. That's over 3 decades of working with actors, actresses, K-pop idols, models, variety show stars, you name it. He's been at red carpet events, private parties, backstage at concerts, music shows, award ceremonies, airport transfers, hotel lobbies. He's seen it all. According to his own estimate, he's worked with well over 100 different celebrities throughout his career. Some of them are considered visual gods and goddesses in the industry. Some of them have faces that have literally been insured for millions of dollars. And through all of that, he developed what he thought was a kind of professional immunity to celebrity appearances. He explained in the interview that after a while, you just get used to it. When you're around beautiful people every single day, when you see how much work goes into creating that perfect image, the makeup artists, the stylists, the lighting crews, the photo editors, it all starts to feel very mechanical. The magic kind of disappears. You start to see celebrities as just regular people doing a job, people who happen to have good genetics and access to really expensive skincare. He thought nothing could surprise him anymore. He was completely wrong. The first time he was assigned to work security for BTS was several years ago. He knew who they were, of course. By that point, BTS was already massive. You couldn't be in Korea and not know about them. He had seen their music videos, their performances on music shows, their appearances on variety programs. He had seen plenty of photos and videos of Jimin. He thought he knew what to expect. But when he actually saw Jimin in person for the first time, he said his brain literally couldn't process what he was seeing. Now, this is fascinating because he wasn't seeing Jimin on stage with full concert production, dramatic lighting, and thousands of screaming fans creating an atmosphere of excitement. This was backstage, in a preparation area, under regular fluorescent lighting, the kind of environment where celebrities usually look more normal, more human. And yet, his reaction was complete and utter shock. He used the word shock multiple times during the interview. He said, and I'm paraphrasing here, that his first thought was that this couldn't be real, that what he was seeing didn't make sense based on everything he knew about how cameras work and how celebrities look in person versus in media. Here's where it gets really interesting. He tried to explain what exactly struck him so powerfully, and you can tell he was genuinely struggling to find the right words. He's not a poetic person, he's a security guard, someone who deals in concrete realities and physical logistics. But he found himself reaching for almost mystical language to describe what he experienced. He talked about proportions and symmetry, saying that Jimin's features have this mathematical perfection to them, but without being cold or artificial. He mentioned skin quality, and said that what people see in photos, even HD photos, doesn't come close to reality. He described it as porcelain, luminous, almost translucent, with a quality that makeup can enhance but never recreate. But here's the thing that really got me, and this is what makes his testimony so compelling. He didn't just talk about physical features. He talked about something he called presence or aura. Now, remember, this is a practical, no-nonsense security professional who deals with real-world threats and logistics. He's not the type to believe in spiritual energy or mystical vibes. And yet, he couldn't find any other way to describe what he experienced. He said that Jimin has this magnetism, this gravitational pull that makes it almost impossible not to look at him. He said it was actually challenging to do his job properly because his attention kept getting drawn to Jimin, even when he needed to be scanning the entire environment for potential security threats. And here's what really validates his account. He said he watched other people around Jimin, other staff members, other security personnel, even other celebrities, and he saw the same thing happening to them. People would unconsciously orient themselves toward Jimin, like he was the center of gravity in the room. Conversations would pause when he walked by. People would do double takes. And this wasn't at a fan event where you'd expect that kind of reaction. This was in professional settings with people who work with celebrities all the time, people who are supposed to be immune to star power. The interviewer asked him point blank, "How does Jimin compare to other celebrities you've worked with?" And his answer was fascinating. He acknowledged that the Korean entertainment industry is full of gorgeous people. He's worked with actors whose faces are considered national treasures. He's protected models who are literally professional, beautiful people. He's been assigned to idol groups where the visual member's entire job is to be the attractive one. All of them, he confirmed, are indeed beautiful. You don't become a top celebrity in Korea without winning the genetic lottery and having access to world-class styling and skincare. But when asked if any of them compared to Jimin, he didn't hesitate. He said no, not even close. And the interviewer pushed him on this, asking him to explain what makes Jimin different. He thought about it for a long moment, and then he said something that I think really captures it. He said that many celebrities have one or two outstanding features. Maybe they have incredible eyes, or perfect skin, or amazing smile or great proportions. But Jimin has everything, and more importantly, everything works together in perfect harmony. It's not just that each individual feature is beautiful, it's that the combination creates something that's greater than the sum of its parts. He also made an observation that I found really touching. He said that sometimes really beautiful people know they're beautiful and they use it. They become vain or cold or manipulative. They keep people at a distance to maintain this untouchable mystique. But Jimin, according to the Bodyguard, is the complete opposite. Despite surely being aware of his effect on people, despite probably being told his whole life how attractive he is, he treats everyone with genuine warmth and kindness. The Bodyguard specifically mentioned watching how Jimin interacts with staff members, how he bows and says thank you to everyone, how he remembers people's names, how he asks about their families. And here's what's interesting about that. The Bodyguard said that this kindness doesn't diminish Jimin's visual impact at all. In fact, it enhances it, because when you combine that level of physical beauty with genuine sweetness and humility, it creates something almost overwhelming. It makes people want to protect him and be near him at the same time. It transforms what could be intimidating perfection into something warm and accessible. Now, I want to talk about why this story has gone so viral, because I think it speaks to something bigger than just one celebrity being attractive. We live in an age of incredible media saturation, right? We're constantly bombarded with images of beautiful people. Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Everywhere we look, there are filters and editing and perfect lighting and professional makeup. We've become really skeptical of beauty claims because we know how much manipulation goes into creating these images. We've all had that experience of seeing someone who looks amazing in photos and then seeing them in person and being like, oh, okay, they're actually pretty normal looking. So when a professional comes forward and says, no, actually, in this case the reality exceeds what the camera can capture, that's shocking. That goes against everything we've been conditioned to expect. It's validating in a weird way, a reminder that despite all our technology, there are still qualities that can't be fully captured or replicated digitally. There's still something special about physical presence, about being in the same room with someone, about experiencing their energy and aura directly. For BTS fans, for ARMY, this Bodyguard's comments were met with a lot of I told you so energy. Because fans have been trying to explain this exact phenomenon for years. If you go to any BTS concert and talk to people who are seeing them live for the first time, especially seeing Jimin live for the first time, you'll hear the same story over and over. People say they thought they were prepared. They'd watched all the videos. They'd seen all the photos. They knew what to expect. And then they see him in person, and their brain just short-circuits. The phrase "photos don't do him justice" appears in probably thousands of fan accounts, and it's not hyperbole. It's people genuinely struggling to articulate what they experienced. What makes the Bodyguard's testimony so valuable is that he provides that outside validation. He's not a fan. He has no bias. He has no reason to exaggerate. If anything, his professional training and reputation would encourage him to be more reserved and cautious in his statements. The fact that he felt compelled to speak out anyway, that he was willing to risk sounding unprofessional or starstruck, suggests that what he witnessed was genuinely extraordinary. And it's not just this one bodyguard, by the way. Over the years, there have been multiple similar accounts from other industry professionals. Photographers have complained about not being able to capture Jimin properly, saying that every photo feels like a failure because it misses something essential. Makeup artists have talked about how his features are so naturally perfect that makeup feels almost unnecessary. Stylists have mentioned how whatever he wears looks expensive and well-fitted regardless of the actual price or brand. Directors have discussed how he's impossible to make look bad on camera, that every angle is good angle. These testimonies are consistent, and they come from credible sources, people whose jobs require them to be objective and analytical. When you see that pattern, when you see multiple professionals from different backgrounds all struggling to describe the same ineffable quality, it becomes clear that something real is happening here. This isn't mass delusion or fan hysteria. This is people with trained, professional eyes all observing the same phenomenon and being equally unable to fully articulate it. The Bodyguard wrapped up his comments by acknowledging that he knows how his words might sound to people who haven't experienced what he's describing. He said he understands the skepticism, that he knows claims like this often sound exaggerated or fake. But he stood completely firm in his statement. He said he was just reporting what he observed, that he has no reason to lie or exaggerate, and that if anything, he's probably understating the reality, because the full impact of being near Jimin is truly beyond what words can capture. He actually ended with sort of a challenge, saying that anyone who gets the opportunity to see Jimin in person should absolutely take it, because it will change their entire understanding of what human beauty can be. Now, as this story continues to circulate and rack up millions of views across different platforms, I think it's creating some interesting conversations. It's making people think about the nature of beauty, about the limits of media and technology, about what it means when someone's presence transcends what cameras can capture. It's also creating a lot of curiosity among people who aren't familiar with BTS or Jimin, people who are now going to YouTube and streaming services to see what all the fuss is about. The comments under the original interview are absolutely fascinating. You got fans saying they've been vindicated, they've been trying to explain this for years, and now they have professional backup. You got curious non-fans saying they need to see BTS live, now just to find out if this is true. You got other bodyguards and security professionals chiming in with their own similar experiences. You've got people debating whether beauty is objective or subjective, whether it's appropriate to focus so much on someone's appearance, whether this kind of discussion is empowering or problematic. And look, I think there's room for all of these conversations. Beauty is complicated. The way we talk about it, the way we value it, the way it intersects with other qualities like talent and personality and character, all of that is worth discussing and examining. But I also think there's something valid and valuable about simply acknowledging when something extraordinary exists in the world. Not everything has to be analyzed to death or problematized. Sometimes you can just say, "Wow, that's remarkable," and let it be what it is. What I find most interesting about this whole story is what it says about authenticity in an increasingly artificial world. We're so used to everything being filtered, edited, curated, and manipulated. We're so conditioned to be cynical about celebrity and beauty. So when someone comes forward with an account that says, "No, actually, some things are even more amazing in reality than they appear in media," it's almost shocking. It goes against our expectations. And maybe that's why the story has resonated so much. Maybe we're all hungry for reminders that genuine, unfiltered, overwhelming beauty still exists, that there are still experiences that technology can't fully replicate or replace. As we move forward in 2026 with BTS gearing up for their massive comeback, with Jimin returning to stages around the world, I think we're going to see a lot more of these kinds of accounts. A whole new generation of fans is going to experience seeing him live for the first time. More industry professionals are going to work with him and potentially speak out about their experiences. And the conversation about what makes Jimin special, what creates that indefinable quality that seems to affect everyone who encounters him, is going to continue and probably intensify. So that's the story, guys. A veteran bodyguard with 30 years of experience and hundreds of celebrities under his belt has declared that Jimin BTS is on another level from everyone else he's ever seen. Not just beautiful, not just attractive, but existing in a category entirely his own. Whether you're a longtime ARMY or someone just discovering BTS, whether you've seen Jimin in person or only through screens, this testimony is a fascinating glimpse into what makes him so special and why he continues to captivate people around the world. What do you guys think? Drop your comments below, especially if you've seen Jimin in person and can confirm or deny what this bodyguard is saying. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our upcoming BTS content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.